What is up, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Goblin, and today I'm coming in with a storytime video for you guys about my first time doing ketamine. But before I dive into that, I would like to mention a couple things. First off, I hope you guys do enjoy this gameplay. This is different than my typical gameplays because I decided to run around with the MVP, which is the baseball bat in BO3, and have a little fun with it, and I actually did pretty good. So let me know if you guys want me to use more melee weapons to kind of switch it up a little bit, because I personally thought that this gameplay was a lot more fun to watch than my typical ones. So hope you guys do enjoy this video. Drop a like if you do, and if you have any questions you want to ask me for upcoming Q&As or any suggestions for video topics, be sure to let me know in the comment section below, and also don't forget to add me on Snapchat to communicate with me. I respond to as many people as I feel need a response. But anyways, drop a like on this video if you do enjoy, and let's dive into it. So my first time doing ketamine. Now, the interesting thing about this story is that this actually took place at school, and I wasn't really expecting to do ketamine this day. But basically, it was about 7th period, and I have 10 periods in a day, and 7th period is my lunch. And typically, me and my friends just kind of hang out in the hallway, eat our lunch, do whatever, because I go to an alternative school that doesn't have very many kids in it. The whole population of the school is like 90 kids. Like, there's not many motherfuckers. It's a one-story old, like, elementary school building. But anyways, so me and my friends, we're all kicking it in the hall talking, and we're going to call my two friends who I did K with. Let's see. We're going to call them Andy and Smith. Alright, so it was me, Andy, and Smith, and we were all sitting here kicking it, and Andy's like, hey, let's go into the bathroom. I was like, alright, fuck it, what you want? Because I already knew something sinister was about to occur if he called us all into the bathroom. And he whips out this bag of K, and I'm like, alright, I've never done K. I knew what ketamine was, I was familiar with it, I knew the effects of it to an extent, but I didn't really, I wasn't super interested in trying it because, I don't know, there's a lot of stigma around ketamine because it's a horse tranquilizer, so a lot of people view it as, some shit that you just don't want to fuck with, like some hardcore druggy ass shit. So I was kind of nervous about it. I didn't know if I wanted to do it, and Andy offered me some. He was like, hey, dude, you want to try K? And I was like, I mean, I guess, yeah, fuck it. And I didn't really know what to expect. He explained it as kind of being, really crossfaded and barred out all at the same time. So I was looking forward to it because at the time I did like bars. I don't fuck with bars anymore. And I love being crossfaded, so fuck it. Why the hell not? So he went into the bathroom stall, and I went into the one right next to him, and he asked me to pass a debit card or my ID or some sort of card under the fucking stall. So I did. I passed him my ID, and he passed it back with a bump on there. And if you guys don't know what a bump is, it's basically just a little bit, not a full line. It's enough to get you high off of ketamine or any drug, like a bump of Molly, bump of ketamine. That's a term for an amount that is less than a line, but still enough that you would feel it and it's a worthy investment. So he put a bump on the card and passed it back under the stall, and I was sitting in the stall right next to him. So I grabbed the card and I was like, do I just snort it? And he was like, yeah. So I just put the card right up to my nose, plugged one of my nostrils, and snorted that shit. And let me tell you, ketamine is the worst shit to snort ever. I've snorted a lot of bars. I thought that tasted like shit. No. I was not prepared for the stinging. I don't even know how to describe it. It's I was about to say smell, but it's not a smell. It's really weird. It's the taste, because as you snort it, it goes down into your mouth and you just taste it, and it tastes like shit. But it literally, it just tastes like sweat and ass cheeks. It tastes like there's this fat bitch who hadn't showered in 5 days and just got done on doing the Boston Marathon, and you just had to go face deep in her asshole. It was fucking bad. So I'm, of course, repulsed by this fucking taste in my mouth. This just garbage feeling. In my nose, it stung like a bitch. In my mouth, it just tasted like garbage. But it goes away pretty quickly. I got out of the stall, and I was like, how long is it going to take till this hits me? And he's like, 5 minutes. And I was like, no fucking way. There's no way this shit's going to hit me that fast, because most of the drugs I'd done took a little longer than that to hit, but I just snorted it, so I was like, fuck it. I guess we're in for the ride. We'll see how it goes. So Smith goes into the stall next to me after I got out, and he does his little bit of K, and then Andy does his bit of K, and we all walk out of the stalls, and we're just kicking it in the bathroom, talking, and the bell rings. It's time for our next class. I'm like, all right, I still don't really feel it. It had only been a couple minutes at this point. So grab my stuff, and as I was walking to my next class, it started to hit me a little bit. I started to get this real, how do I put it? This real heavy feeling on my body. It started at my head, and it just kind of went down, I guess is a good way to put it. I just felt myself slowly getting slumped, and I walked to the next class perfectly fine. I wasn't like dysfunctional or anything. I wasn't K-holed because I only did a bump. And I sat down next to my buddy Andy, and we all had the same class together after this. Me, Andy, and Smith, which is pretty fucking lucky because typically they try to separate people who they know are friends, but I guess they just didn't give a fuck. And I'm sitting there, at this point, I'm feeling it. I'm really feeling the effects. I am sitting there, slumped the fuck out, completely numb, not even paying attention to the lesson or the book or anything. I got my earbud in, one of them in and the other one out, so I could still talk to Andy because he sits next to me. Smith is like 2 rows in front of me, and we're just sitting there cooling it. Andy's like, dude, isn't this shit incredible? And I was like, I don't know why I haven't done this shit yet. This is a good time. I'm not recommending anyone do this, by the way. Don't try ketamine. It's fucked. It has bad effects. But anyways, so I was sitting there completely tranquil, almost in like nirvana, and it's very hard to describe the feeling that ketamine gives you because you're super slumped, but in your mind, you're really euphoric. Like, everything's just very okay and tranquil. Like, you're just happy and just going with it. So I'm sitting there in class, not listening to a fucking thing the teacher is saying. I have no clue if she's calling on me or not. Andy's completely asleep at this point. This man's out cold. So I'm just sitting there, earbud in, kicking it, texting some people, checking my social media, checking Twitter, checking Snapchat, all that stuff. And Andy eventually wakes up, excuse me for stuttering there, and it's like towards the end of the class, there's maybe 5 minutes left, and he's like, oh shit, what did I miss? Because he's trying to get his grade up in this class. My grade's already okay. I got like a C at this point, so I wasn't really too worried about fucking around for a day or two, and I was like, dude, I have no fucking idea, and I hadn't really spoken much of this class period because I was just sitting there enjoying the music, and when I tried to speak, I noticed that like, I was able to form sentences, but talking just felt really fucking weird. Like, it's almost like I knew my mouth was moving and I knew I was speaking, but I didn't know if I was saying the right words, if that makes any sense. Like, I honestly, it almost felt like I had no clue what words were coming out of my mouth, I guess is a good way to put it. And I mean, I got everything out, I guess, because he comprehended what I was saying, or we were both just K'd up and having a completely retarded conversation. But either way, the conversation happened. So after that, I had my next class, which happened to be gym. And gym was pretty interesting off K. We had to do a lot of stuff in gym. I mean, at this point, we were on the basketball unit, but we had the option of either playing basketball or a gym teacher would take us out for a walk, and we just walk through the neighborhood and then come back into the building and just kick it and play basketball or do whatever until the bell rings. So we opted to go on a walk that day, and I was like, fuck yeah, dude, I'm down for a walk. Let's do this shit. So we're walking, we're kicking it, we're cruising it around, just enjoying the scenery. It's super nice out, too. Like, it's pretty warm out, but it's almost like I didn't even feel too warm, even though I was kind of overdressed. I'm pretty sure I was like sweating balls actually, but I didn't really feel it because you don't really feel uncomfortable off K, honestly. Like, I just felt fucking great. So I was just enjoying the walk by the lake, looking at. And then after that class, we walked back into the little gym and just waited till the bell rang. And then my last class of the day came, which was my algebra class. And Andy was in that class too. So me and Andy fucking kicking it at this point. We are booing it in this class. And we're still feeling it pretty good. K lasts for like 4 hours, give or take. So we're feeling pretty good still at this point. I mean, sometimes it lasts a little less, but this is my first time and I had no tolerance built up. So I was pretty K'd up. So we were sitting in class, listening to music, enjoying it, not getting shit done, and I was still feeling real fucking tranquil, real fucking happy, real good, just everything was A-okay and all right. And after that, I mean, there's not really much else to the trip. I mean, or not a trip, you can't really call it a trip, it's more of like the high, I guess. After that, I just got back on my bus after the class ended, listened to some music on the way home, went home and took a nap because, I mean, I was feeling pretty tired. So, hope you guys did enjoy the story of my first time doing ketamine. Let me know what you thought in the comment section below, and also don't forget to drop a like on this video if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.